LeBron James and the Lakers will meet Steph Curry and the Warriors in the play-in game, and LeBron believes that the Lakers will be playing against who should be the MVP in Steph Curry. I'm Robin Lundberg here with Ben Pickman. Now, LeBron's saying that. Maybe he's trying to soften Steph up a little bit. They've had a little bit of a love fest going on this year, Ben. Let me be clear. I think Jokic will win and deserves to win the MVP, right? I mean, he's going to be the third player in history to finish in the top 5 in total points, rebounds, and assists, joining Elgin Baylor and Wilt Chamberlain. And I think it's a little strange how so many people, it seems, are trying to do backflips to get him out of that MVP award. However, I do think there's a case for Steph. And I think you look at the Warriors last year, they won 15 games. What they're doing this year, clearly, he has elevated them to a degree where they would be looking, at the number 1 pick possibly in the lottery if he wasn't on their squad. And if that's value, if the M standard for memorable, he might have the most memorable season as well. So I don't think, it's crazy to say Steph should get a vote.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely not crazy. Steph is an unbelievable player, and he's had a special season. But to me, again, you said it, it feels like LeBron is almost softening up Steph a little bit before this play-in game, right? You look at Nikola Jokic, he's been the league's best player throughout the entire regular season, and that's really what this award has come to reward, right? That kind of regular season success, the longevity, and Jokic has been a star. His numbers per game, advanced metrics, they're all off the charts, and he's certainly a deserving participant. But you mentioned it. If we're just looking at which player, you're going to take off the team, that's where the Steph argument really comes into play, because the Warriors are just 2-7 when Steph does not play. Their offense is 13 points worse when he is not on the floor, right? They're really a train wreck when Steph doesn't play. They're a completely different team when he does play. And you mentioned it, that's really the value of Steph Curry here. That's what makes him so great. And he's really lifted up this team. So Steph has had a special season. He's certainly deserving to be right up there on a number of ballots. But, especially not just on the offense, the award also looks at defense too. And that's where Jokic also hasn't been. He's certainly been a better defender this year than Steph too. But, I get what LeBron is saying. And for me, it's still Nikola Jokic.
Look, people will point to the Warriors seed and say you can't give it to somebody there. It's not like their winning percentage is that far off what Russell Westbrook and the Thunder had when he won the MVP. And there's something about Steph that just captures the imagination, right? And maybe that's what Jokic is lacking a little bit. He doesn't look the part necessarily, and people haven't quite accepted him on that level, even though he's proven, this is not a critique, he's proven he's on that level this season. But Steph Curry, is on the level of the all-time greats already, right? I mean, I believe he became, other than Wilt Chamberlain, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and Michael Jordan, the only players, Steph included now, to have multiple scoring titles, MVPs, and championships. So there's something to that historical significance of wanting a guy like him to get that award too.
Yeah, I mean, Nikola Jokic is not there yet from a historical standpoint. Maybe you can say he's the best passing big right now, and maybe ever. And that's really where we see the imagination and creativity in his game, right? From a playmaking and from a scoring and from a passing perspective. Whereas with Steph, we see that, and then we also see the 35, 40-foot bombs that seemingly always go in, right? Steph Curry defies logic in so many ways. When you see him pull up, you just expect those long distance shots to go in. That's what's so magical about him. And yeah, maybe the record point goes against him, right? The Warriors are at the bottom of the Western Conference, but you're right, the winning percentages aren't that different. And that's why Steph has, a pretty good case to make for why he should be at the top of the ballots. And he's certainly come on incredibly strong throughout the months of April and May to get the Warriors to where they are. It's why this play-in game against the Lakers is going to be so anticipated. It's why we hope to see the Warriors in the eventual playoff field, maybe at the 7 seed, maybe at the 8 seed. It's why we think, can the Warriors upset the Jazz? Could they upset the Suns? It's why we like that question, because so much of it rests in Steph Curry and his appeal and his power. The one thing I will also add, though, is that Denver for a while looked like they could legitimately win the title with Nikola Jokic as their best player. Now, with Jamal Murray out, I don't really think that's a possibility. But they've certainly proved the doubters wrong post-Murray's injury, and so much of what they do is because of Jokic, and the fact that he's an anchor of a title team right now just furthers his case. Steph can't really say that they're a title contender in any regard this year.
Yeah, and the Curry MVP argument is sort of, based in the LeBron MVP argument, appropriately enough. Where would they be if you took him off the team? However, you could probably make the same case for Jokic, right? Where would the Nuggets be without him in the lineup?